guys, welcome to my video number one. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just running a few errands at the moment. To start by telling you my testimony. I wrote about it in my blog entitled Faith. Basically I was telling you that how God brought me from a place where I had no job, no direction, literally. Okay, I've been to if you're like me, you went to university, you studied. I went to King's College, I studied law, I got my law degree, went to law school, and I thought, okay, guess I'm gonna get a job as a lawyer, and so be it. And it was like it just wasn't working out. Like literally, it was almost like, okay, I've graduated, I got a temp job as a paralegal working for about 3 months in a company. And then when my contract ended, they just left. That's just the nature of the work. If you're a contractor, when your contract is over, they can let you go. They don't have to really give you any kind of explanation. If you're just kind of looking for a career, then again, just listen. You can listen to my story, and I hope you find inspiration to follow your dreams. Because for me, I just believe that that's what God wanted me to do. I'm going to be a lawyer. Okay, fine. Fight for human rights. I really thought, okay, I'll go to the European Court of Human Rights, and that's what I'm going to end up doing. But 5 years later, I'm applying for jobs, applying for my pupillage. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm getting like to the last stage of so many interviews and not getting anywhere. I'm having jobs where I work for like 2 months or 2 weeks, or people always ask me, oh, how's work? How's this? How's that? I'm like, yeah, I've got a new job now, and every minute it's a different story. Like I'm changing jobs, or one contract finishes and another contract starts, and I just had no idea like where my next paycheck was coming from, where my next contract was coming from. This happened from about 2009 all the way up until this year. Literally, I haven't had a proper job. I haven't had a permanent job. And it's like, it seemed like everyone around me was getting their jobs, getting their careers, just getting on with their normal life. My life was not going like that. And where my journey really started was around 2011, where I found myself like in the job centre. Literally, imagine you've graduated from law school, you've got your degree, everyone's so excited, and then you're going to the job centre, signing on for £60 a week or whatever it is that they're offering. And it got to the point where I was like, God, this can't be my life. This can't be right. Like, how can I go through all of this studying? It's just like, you pick something where you think, oh, okay, it's quite stable, and then not have a job and going into the job centre. I used to go to the job centre and I'll be like feeling so down. When you walk into a room and you feel like some kind of just darkness, something is just pushing you down, and you feel like oppressed. That's how I can describe it, because it's like, what am I doing here? Seriously. I mean, don't get me wrong, if that's what, it's good that we have that privilege of being able to go somewhere and sign on in this country, but no, that's not God's plan for our life, is to just go and be signing on and getting free money. And literally, I had to take it to God in prayer and be like, am I doing something wrong? Because how can I not have a job? Like literally just a job, like just a normal permanent job where I can just go to work. And it wasn't working out. And when I just prayed and I gave it to God, God literally said to me, do you know what? You need to stop signing on at the job centre. This is where faith comes into it, because it's not like God gave me a job first and then said it. He literally said to me to stop signing on. But in the beginning, God showed me, like he proved himself to me. There were times where literally this happened to me on 3 occasions. I went to the job centre to sign on for the weekly pay and everything like that, and then all of a sudden I'd get a job, like a contract job, like a 2-week or 2-month, whatever the case may be. I would get a job. It happened to me about 3 times. The 3rd time I was literally in a meeting at the job centre, and they were saying to me that you don't have your passport, you need to come back, book another appointment, bring us your passport, etc. And I said, okay, fine. Literally in the middle of that meeting I got a phone call, and I knew that, okay, it's probably a contract or a temporary job or something, and it was. And then they said that they're going to give me a telephone interview, and I just kind of thought, yeah, I'm probably going to get this job. And lo and behold, I did get the job. And that was when God was really telling me, why do you continue to doubt me when I've proven myself to you time and time again? Like, God was basically showing me that he's in control. It's not about I'm going to the job centre, getting all depressed, like, oh, but why am I here? Why am I here? What have I done? Why can't I get a job? I don't know if this has happened to you, then you'll understand where I'm coming from, like that frustration where it's like, literally, like, you just want a job, you've studied and you just want to work. And God showed me, like, why are you continuing to doubt me when I've proven myself to you time and time to me? I was at church, it was a Wednesday, and there was a sister that gave a prophecy. if you know what prophecy is, when you get messages from God. So she said it out, like, why do you continue to doubt me? And this was around the time when I thought God was telling me not to sign on, and when I was having those issues at the job centre and signing on, signing off every minute. And since then, I've never gone back there again. I'm like, okay, do you know what? Even if I don't have a job, even if I'm off work for 3 months, I'm not going back to the job centre. And literally, that's how it was for me. And that's how it was since 2011. There were times where, even up until now, where I can't pay my rent, I don't have any money. I'm just like, God, I'm not going back there because you told me not to. And to cut a long story short, God always comes through. And recently, at the beginning of this year, I just let everything go. Like I said, God, I'm letting it go. I'm giving you my dream. And from the beginning of this year up until now, I couldn't even get, like, God literally closed every door. All these, the law work that I was doing, working as a paralegal, doing trademarks, God closed all those doors. And then I found myself working as a waitress. But it's all part of my journey. So that's part 1. I'm going to leave it there. But in part 2, I'll tell you about my new job that God opened the door for me to get. When God directed me, God redirected me, and he showed me what it was that he wanted me to do. And now I've got a new job, which I'll tell you about in my next video. But the point I wanted to make is that, do you know what? If you're going through this kind of struggle like me in the wilderness, thinking, what's going on with my life? I don't have a job, I have no direction, I have no career, I've studied for something, I've prayed, I've fasted, and it's still not working. I just wanted to encourage you and say that God hasn't forgotten about you. Like, God has a plan for your life. And sometimes we want everything to just happen, like, you know, now, I've graduated, get my job, start working, boom, boom, boom. But sometimes when God takes you through these seasons of testing and trials, he's trying to teach you something. It's a season of preparation. And trust me, I went through the season of preparation. My season of preparation was about 6 years. It's this year that I was offered a permanent job, which I'm going to tell you about in my next video. But yeah, just be encouraged and just know that even if you're going through the wilderness, and when I say the wilderness, I mean you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from, where your next job is coming from. You don't know. Just look to God and say, do you know what, God, I trust you, because God is in control. God has not forgotten about you. God has a plan for your life. And I know this because Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the thoughts I think towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And when we're living like by faith, we don't need to see everything here and now. We don't need to have this everything laid out. This is the job, this is the person that you're going to marry, this is the house you're going to live in, this is the country that you're going to, you know, go on holiday to. We don't have to have everything laid out. Faith is when you just take the first step. And I just wanted to encourage you that if God is telling you today to do something, just do it. Just trust God, because God's got your back. He knows everything. He knows the end from the very beginning. So I've got to start driving now. So I'm going to go. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be filming part 2 to this series, and I'll be posting up for you in about a week's time. All right, until then, take care. Have a good day.